Ghoul. What up, what up? Ryan O'Toole Podcast, March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day, you Irish cunts. Happy St. Patrick's Day, but more importantly, happy Evacuation Day to the city of Boston. All right, March 17th is Evacuation Day when the British got out of Boston. 1775, I believe. Evacuation Day, Boston. It's also St. Patty's Day, which, I guess, am I Irish? I don't know. I'm American, so no, I'm fucking, it was March 17th, 1776, the Brits got out of Boston. Yeah, I don't know, St. Patrick's Day, everyone's getting drunk. It's on a Tuesday this year. I feel like everyone was obviously celebrated it this past weekend. It's falling on a Tuesday. Is anyone going out there getting shit-faced on a Tuesday right now? Not that I'm opposed to it. I didn't really celebrate St. Patty's Day at all this year. Did I do anything? Not really, honestly. I wasn't in the mood for it, dude. I used to like St. Patrick's Day. I don't know. Did I like St. Patrick's Day? I used to just go and, get drunk at the parade. Fuck around with my friends. I think it was funny. It was more fun when you're an underage kid getting drunk and causing problems in the street than it is as an adult. I have no patience for stuff like that anymore. You know, not that I'm not against people going out and having fun. What the fuck do I want to do? You know, I don't really get it anymore is the thing. You know, I'm an American. I'm not Irish. Am I proud of my Irish American heritage? I don't know. I don't even think anyone in my family's ever been to fucking Ireland. You know, I'm not related to anybody there. I know my name is of Irish descent, but I'm an American, goddammit. I pay taxes to the United States of America. Is there anything else I do that's super American and not Irish? Haven't had any kids out of wedlock. Aren't they always yelling about abortion and stuff, the Irish? I have no fucking idea. I'll go to Ireland eventually. I feel like my name's culturally appropriating. Well, is it? What would my name be? What is an American name nowadays? Aiden? Xena? Something with an X or a Z? I have no idea. Whatever. Welcome to Ryan O'Toole Podcast, World Baseball Classic. I've actually been kind of watching the World Baseball Classic this year. Put it this way, I think if Ireland had a World Baseball Classic team, I think I would definitely be able to qualify that, right? Team Italy's a bunch of Americans with Italian names. I feel like I would be able to, with the name Ryan O'Toole, I would definitely be able to be Ireland's manager at least, right? You know, I think I definitely would. Have I been enjoying the World Baseball? Yeah, sure, I've been enjoying it. You know, I've been enjoying seeing Roman Anthony hit some fucking bombs. I'm excited for him. I've been enjoying the atmosphere of the stadiums, which everyone seems to comment on. A lot of people were talking about how great the atmosphere of these stadiums are, and I agree. I think it's good that they're leaning into having a bunch of crazy Latinos bang drums and pots and pans and dance and stuff. We should have way more of that in Major League Baseball, but we really can't, because if you hit a home run and look at the ball for more than half a second, pitchers are throwing bitch fits about it. Everything needs to be professional. You can't do anything. All that stuff that gets the crowd hyped up in Major League Baseball, they don't really, in the World Baseball Classic, they don't really allow that to happen in Major League Baseball. They do, but then someone they'll cry about it. You know, that's really what it comes down to. I feel like that's a lot of the reason the crowd goes so crazy in these things, because if you hit a bomb, you can walk down the first baseline, take 5 steps, throw a bat, stare at the crowd. That's all performative. That's what makes it so great, honestly. But if you do that in a Major League Baseball game, you get great players, even guys like Madison Bumgarner and all this stuff. They're just over here screaming about it, complaining. I know he's a little bit older, the generation that was yelling about all that stuff. But it was just a different time It's a different thing, you know, and I'm all for this stuff. I think you should be able to, you know, pimp a home run, throw the bat, walk to first base. Same way I think pitchers can act crazy and get all intense and stuff like that. I wished it was going on. On the other end, how funny is it to see Miami, the stadium that's, I mean, do they have the lowest attendance in baseball, the Miami Marlins? I would say they do. The stadium's just been filled with Venezuelans, Cubans, out-of-control Latinos. That makes for a great atmosphere. But I wonder, though, how many of them, because it's like when you meet, you know, Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, all these Puerto Rican kids, not all of them, but a lot of these Puerto Ricans and Dominicans I know in New York, a lot of them aren't even fans of the Yankees. You know, like I remember when I moved here to New York, I moved to Washington Heights, very Dominican neighborhood, and I remember, first off, the neighborhood sounds exactly how the stadium sounds. On a random Tuesday night, it's just Dominicans banging pots and pans and dancing until fucking 6 in the morning. But I don't understand. But a lot of them, they love the Red Sox because of Pedro and Ortiz and Manny and stuff like that, even though they're from 2 miles away from Yankee Stadium. Well, they grew up there. You know? So I think that's a big part of why the stadium down there, like the Cubans and stuff, there's no way these Cuban players care about the fucking these Cuban fans, excuse me. A lot of them probably just don't care about the Marlins, you know? I know the Marlins have had, you know, Jose Fernandez, and they've had Cuban players. But they pull a lot more for players and other stuff. And another thing, too, let's not remember, it's Florida. Okay? It's not like established fans down there. It's really not. Not the way it is in other parts of the country. It's just not. Florida's not, I mean, look, how many times did the Miami Heat, when they were at their absolute peak, you're like, oh, there's no one even in the stadium, people leaving early, everyone just wants to go to a nightclub, okay? Same with the Dolphins. You know, they don't really have fan bases there. So I don't see what everyone, you know, I don't know. That's just what I think. USA's playing Venezuela in the finale tonight. Saw a lot of people getting on Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge the other day said, I want to read this exact quote by Aaron Judge here. I think I had it pulled up on a video. Aaron Judge, World Baseball Classic quote. Is there a way for me to read this? Aaron Judge, come on, enough with the goddamn pop-ups, for Christ's sakes. Aaron Judge calls the World Baseball Classic atmosphere bigger and better than the World Series. Aaron Judge had a ton of praise, yada, 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 yada. This is Aaron Judge on what he said to reporters after the World Baseball Classic game the other night against Dominican Republic. It was bigger and better than the World Series. The passion that these fans have representing their country, representing some of their favorite players, there's nothing like it. You get chills standing there on the line hearing them announce all the names. It was like an all-star team they got over there. You dream of representing this country and being in it next time around, yada, yada, yada. So Aaron Judge, there was better just more. And again, I've been saying this for a while with this guy, with Aaron Judge, okay? Aaron Judge, again, great player, all this stuff. But, I mean, he's also never won anything big, okay? I know he's won the individual awards and stuff like that. But his quote really comes down to the World Series I was in versus the crowd here in the one we had against Mexico. It's bigger and better than the World Series. That's what Aaron Judge says. The crowd at the World Baseball Classic is bigger and better than the crowd at Yankee Stadium during the World Series. Yeah, no shit. No shit. The new Yankee Stadium is just a yuppie paradise with a bunch of nonsense and Wall Street morons there. They don't care about the game. I don't see why people are getting, like, worked up about this. A random baseball stadium in Miami at the World Baseball Classic it has more energy than Yankee Stadium. Yankee Stadium's one of the most boring stadiums in baseball. I mean, honestly, it's how many times are you watching Yankees games, regardless when it is during the season, all those seats near home plate in the dugout, they're empty. There's no one sitting there. You want to know why? People can't pay $6,500 on a Wednesday night against Baltimore. They can't. That stadium is no feel, Yankee Stadium. It's boring. It's boring. You have all these crazy... And listen, before anyone comments, oh, you're from fucking Boston, whatever. Listen, I've been to Yankee Stadium probably 20 fucking times. Okay, and I went to the old one. The old one was one of the most craziest fucking stadiums ever. The fact the old one got knocked down is a total disgrace. How the fucking New York Historical Landmarks Commission didn't come in there. How that wasn't federally protected, which it should have been. All that stuff. You know, that should have been totally protected. It should have never went anywhere. But the fans were on top of you in that stadium. Old Yankee Stadium, the fans were on top of you. New Yankee Stadium, they're sitting back in seats that are wider than my fucking apartment. And it's just some rich guy who doesn't give a shit because he's taking clients out for dinner. They don't care. There's a steakhouse in Yankee Stadium. On the first base / right field line, there's a full-blown fucking steakhouse in Yankee Stadium. Of course the atmosphere sucks there. I mean, I'm sure it didn't help anyways when Aaron Judge played in the World Series a couple years ago. They're going into New York. They were down 2-0. They're down 2, but it's not the old Yankee Stadium. It's not. The old Yankee Stadium legitimately had an effect on road teams when they were playing there. It did. The new one, it doesn't have that. There's no home field advantage for the Yankees. What's their home field advantage? A short right field? They barely had a left-handed power hitter over since that stadium's been open. They've barely had it. They don't have a home field advantage. And I'm like listening to people get worked up. He's not wrong. And everyone gets on these Dodgers fans and stuff. Yeah, they show up late to games. The Dodger Stadium's been crazy these past couple years. It has. And I know it's fucking, same shit with all these celebrities and all this stuff. But I go, they at least go mental at opportune times. And I'm not saying Yankee Stadium hasn't had them. New Yankee Stadium hasn't had its moments. It has. But it's few and far between. I mean, the biggest win the Yankees had last season, 2025, was what? When they beat the Red Sox? They beat the Red Sox in the the wild card round or whatever? This made up fucking, we don't need 3 teams getting in there. But nevertheless, 3 teams from the same division. Nevertheless, that's how it goes. Who's sitting behind fucking home plate? Jimmy Fallon, all right? A bunch of other, fake celebrities that show up in the 8th inning that just want to get seen on TV. It didn't even really feel like Red Sox-Yankees. It's a joke. And everyone's, getting on Judge for it. Who gives a shit? He's not wrong. Yankee Stadium, it's empty a ton of the... And you want to go... Listen, next time you're in New York City during baseball season, you want to see a Yankees game, just go on StubHub. You get standing room seats fucking $4, $5. Or you just go and get the seats all the way up top. So I don't think he's wrong at all. I really don't. They built the entire place to just be an extension of Park Avenue. That's all it is. It's bland. It's boring. It's crazy, too, how Yankee Stadium has these, crazy movie theater seats near home plate. And I've sat there before. I've snuck down there. They're, pretty tough with, sneaking down and stuff, but I've gotten down there a few times. I watched the Red Sox close out the Yankees in 2018 in the playoffs in those seats by just acting like I was supposed to. Someone left, actually, and gave me their ticket. And I got down. I was 5 or 6 rows off the... It was, the view's great and all that. But I go, they act like this stadium was built to be a crazy fan experience. It wasn't. It was built for Wall Street and Park Avenue to bring people. Again, that's why it's empty 90% of the time. And then when it does fill up, it's not filling up with fans. It's not. It's crazy. Other than that, what else? Yeah, so I guess I watched the World Baseball Classic the other night. I watched that game against the Dominican Republic. Did I think it was a strike at the end? Yeah, I did. I think that this ABS strike zone system they have, I think the one they were using the other night, they were showing where the catcher caught the ball, not where the ball crosses the plate. So we'll see how this is going to be. I mean, baseball season is only, 8 days? I think a week from tomorrow. Do we have games in Japan this year? I don't think we do we? MLB opening games. I don't think we have any of those Japan games this year, do we? Yeah, Wednesday, March 25th. will be opening night. That's Yankees Giants, I believe, right? I'm a fool to do your dirty work. Oh, yeah. '25th. Yeah, Yankees at Giants will be on Netflix. Wow, that's great. First game of the year is on Netflix. We'll see how that goes. What else is going on out here? I haven't been over here a couple weeks. Stephon Diggs out in New England. Stephon Diggs, Vamonos, had a good year, 85 catches, just over 1,000 yards. I think he had 1,004 yards or something like that. He was set to make, $22 million or something this year. They let him go. He was a good leader. There's no doubt about that. I actually don't think it gets talked about enough, Stephon Diggs' leadership on this Patriots team with wide receivers. Well, Ryan, how do you know? You weren't in the locker room. How do you know what kind of leader Stephon Diggs was? You want to know how? Because I watched Javon Baker in fucking, what's that other morons? Jalen Polk these last couple years go on Instagram and talk about how, I have the best hands in the league and can't catch nothing. And the Mercedes-Benz meme in the trailer park saying, this is how I'm being used, referring to the team being a shithole abandoned trailer park, but yet you're a souped-up 2024. I saw all that. There was total dysfunction as far as the wide receivers go. Okay? Going back to the end of the Belichick days, certainly during Gerard Mayo and etc., I think it took a proven all-pro talent veteran, and I'm not saying Stephon Diggs is an all-pro still at this point of his, but he's a legitimate Pro Bowl. I mean, he just had a 1,000-yard season, coming off a massive injury as well. So I think Stephon Diggs, when he goes in there with around all these young guys, Demario Douglas, Kayshawn Boutte, Kyle Williams, all right, all these young Efton Chisholm, I think it set an example in the sense of, okay, this guy came off an injury. He's played in 3 or 4 teams before this. He's been an all-pro player. He's had monster games. He's done a lot in the league, Stephon Diggs, and he's been in the league, 8 or 9 years he's been in the NFL? I think it wore down on those guys. I didn't wear them down. What's the word I'm looking at? It trickled down to them. Showed them how to be a professional. But it's a massive, massive cap hit he was due to hit. For a guy, again, he's going to be, 32, 33 years old. So they let him go, and that's the business. Stephon Diggs will get paid somewhere else. Them's the breaks in the NFL. Pat's brought in Romeo Doubs. Again, Doubs is 25 years old. You're not going to be paying him. Well, they probably are paying Doubs, I think, like $20 million. So that's how that's going to go. So thank you, Stephon Diggs. And then you just factor in the off-the-field issues, all right, regardless of what's going on or not. I don't think they want this shit, Speaking of off-the-field issues, Christian Barmore gets his case thrown away. They said he was beating the shit out of his girlfriend or whatever. Didn't she end up driving far away? You know what? I think if you're on the Patriots, you could pretty much do anything other than kill somebody, and you're not gonna be penalized in Massachusetts. You're just not. Christian Barmore has had multiple run-ins with the law. He just gets off, no charges, no nothing. He gets off, and it's just fine. I feel like you can just do whatever if you're in New England. If you're a football player and you get charged in the Commonwealth, just don't give a shit, Remember Jack Jones a couple years ago? Jack Jones, the cornerback, was bringing a gun through security at Logan Airport. And it just, turned into absolutely nothing. It got dropped. That was crazy. And I think it was an unregistered gun. Jack Jones, you would have thought you would have went to jail trying to bring a gun onto a fucking airplane. Jack Jones, 2 months later, oh, yeah, no, it's nothing. He plays for the Patriots. But then you kill somebody like Aaron Hernandez did. Aaron Hernandez killed someone. That's probably a little too much. Bringing a gun through the airport, allegedly beating up your girlfriend. Allegedly beating up your girlfriend. No big deal. No big deal. Killing someone, Aaron, you crossed the line. We can't do this. You killed someone. If you brought the gun on the flight, then whatever, okay? But you killed someone. Can't have it. Man, so there's that. What else has been going on in NFL free agency? Saw the Broncos are trading for Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle, Miami Dolphins wide receiver, now out of the division. Good. I'm glad he's out of the division, but then he has to be I don't know, on a legitimate threat. He's with the Denver Broncos now. The Broncos gave up their first-round pick, which was the 30th pick, and I think a third and a fourth to get Waddle. Waddle, a very good player. I think that's a very big addition for the Broncos. I think that's huge, actually. So they'll have him, Franklin. That'll be a good. That's a big time fucking addition right there for Denver. And as far as Miami, yeah, just get the draft picks and start everything over. The Dolphins, they let Tua Tagovailoa go. They cut him. They take a $99 million cap hit. Now the salary cap this year is $301 million. $301 million. But they cut him. So $99 million, that's about a third of the cap going to a player who doesn't play on your team anymore, which, you know what, I don't fault them for that. Why they even gave Tagovailoa the contract a few years ago, I thought was crazy. I mean, he couldn't stay healthy. It was all, didn't see the point of it whatsoever. They give him the contract, all right, it clearly doesn't work out. They cut him, so Tua's going to get $100 million to not even play there. He ends up signing in Atlanta. I don't know what the hell the Falcons are doing. How dysfunctional are the Atlanta Falcons? Oh, my God. Arthur Blank, owner of the Falcons, by all means, very smart guy. Comes from humble beginnings, okay, just a regular guy. Started a hardware store, got fired by his manager or his boss, didn't like it, said, fuck it, I'm going to start my own store. You guys are doing it wrong. Said hardware store ends up becoming Home Depot. Now he's one of the richest guys in America. But he just makes mistake after mistake. I mean, unbelievable, this guy. It's unbelievable. You know, the Raheem Morris over Bill Belichick thing a couple years ago was pretty crazy. You know, paying Kirk Cousins $50 million, but then drafting a quarterback 8th overall in Michael Penix. Now signing Tua, which I get it. There's not a lot of risk with them bringing in Tua. All right, they're only paying him like $1 million. They're getting him for hardly anything because the Dolphins are just going to continue to pay this outrageous contract of his. But now they're going to have Tua and Michael Penix. Two guys where it's like they struggle to stay healthy. They really haven't done much in the league. And I know people are going to get, well, Tua fucking could have been an MVP in 2023. Blah, blah, blah. All right, yeah. He can't play when it's cold out, you know. So I guess it is good, actually. Tua goes to the NFC South where he'll play more than half of his games indoors. Because, you know, once it gets below 50, Tua's Hawaiian. He ain't used to that. He ain't used to feeling like 40. Tua feels 48 degrees, which a lot of people like. If it's 48, it was like 48 yesterday in New York. It was pretty nice out. People, you know, going outside just a hoodie and shit, getting social. Tua feels 48 degrees. It's like we go to like Antarctica or something. He's Hawaiian. He's not used to it. So he's like, yeah, we'll go down and play in the dome. But I'm like, what's the plan here with Atlanta? They pay all these monies for quarterbacks. You know, they franchise Kyle Pitts, who I was actually hoping could be a free agent. Kyle Pitts, you know, you've seen flashes of him. Bijan Robinson's a nice player. You know, they have good players on that team, but they're just so dysfunctional. I don't see what Tua is going to bring to them, but we'll see about that come the season. Not to mention, they traded their first-round pick last year. They traded their first-round pick. What's the guy they got? James Pierce, the defensive end. He actually started to play good at the end of the season, and then he's like on camera beating up his girlfriend, allegedly. Okay, crashing his car into them. He's looking like he's going to jail. So now the Falcons, their first-round pick goes to the Rams, which I believe is like 11th or 12th overall. The Rams were in the NFC Championship very easily. If a few things go different, they could potentially win a Super Bowl last season. The Rams now with a top-tier first-round pick. Top-tier first-round pick. And a great move by the Rams, by the way. Great move. Because, I mean, they still drafted who? Jared Verse last year? Amazing trade by the Rams. And now they're looking at it's like the 11th or 12th pick in the draft. They're looking at a high pick. Atlanta doesn't have it. You just see the complete parallel, though, from a very good, competent organization and then the Falcons. The Rams and the Falcons, they're pretty much the exact opposite. So we'll see about that. What else everyone been getting mad about? I saw everyone getting mad last week about Bam Adebayo scoring 83 points. How awesome was that? How great was that? I've said this before. I've been on record. Someone's going to score 100 points in an NBA game. Whenever they bring up, like, unbreakable records, Joe DiMaggio's hit streak, fucking Emmitt Smith, rushing yards, all this stuff, whenever anyone said, Wilt Chamberlain, 100 points, I don't think that's unbreakable whatsoever. I don't think it's an unbreakable record whatsoever. Was it a joke that the Heat are going for it and all this? I mean, Bam Adebayo's not even a scorer, first off. I mean, let's talk about that. Bam Adebayo, and I like Bam Adebayo a lot. He's a super good player. Very good defensive player. He'll rebound, plays hard. He's developed an outside shot. He's a freak of nature athletically. I like Bam Adebayo. But when you think of Bam Adebayo, you don't think of him as being like, oh, yeah, he's going to fucking drop 35 tonight and just shit on a motherfucker. No, that's never been who he is. He's going to rebound. He's going to play great defense. He's going to block shots. He's going to run up and down the floor. That's one thing I give about Adebayo. His ass fucking flies, you know? Great player. So he goes off for 83 points on a random Wednesday night or whatever the hell it was, which I saw that. I go, are you fucking serious right now? And, of course, there's a lot of intentional fouling. There's a lot of just nonsense. I mean, let's call it what it is. Just total nonsense by the Wizards and all this stuff. And everyone's in an uproar. He ends up passing Kobe Bryant for the second most points scored in a game. So Wilt Chamberlain's at 100. Bam Adebayo is now at 83. Kobe is at 81 points. Kobe Bryant scored 81 points against Toronto back in 2006, and people are upset of these Kobe fans. We're going crazy. Oh, this isn't basketball. This is fucking unethical and all this nonsense. And getting mad at Bam Adebayo and the Heat. First off, if there's anyone we need to get mad at, let's get mad at the Washington Wizards. How about that? Weren't the Wizards just getting fined for just giving up on games and openly tanking? How about we get mad at the Wizards for going out there intentionally trying to lose so they could get a lottery pick? I don't see that the Wizards want to go out there and lose. What happens? They went out and lost, and a player just happened to drop 83 points on them. See people getting mad at fucking Bam Adebayo and stuff. Oh, this isn't a real fucking record. Who cares? The same people were celebrating Kobe Bryant scoring 60 points his last game he ever played when he took 50 fucking shots. Kobe scored 60 points where he shot the ball 50 times. Now, I know his team was terrible. That Lakers team in 2016, I believe it was pretty awful. That was a team, I think they ended up drafting Lonzo Ball after that, if I'm correct. The bad team. Or Brandon Ingram, one of them. It was a bad team. But I'm like, you celebrated Kobe Bryant scoring 60 points when he shot the ball 50 times. Don't sit here and get mad at me because Bam Adebayo shot 42 free throws or whatever the hell it is. It's the same shit. He just scored more. But the NBA, I go, the whole thing about tanking and all that stuff, yeah, listen, and even Adam Silver, what did he do? He fined all these teams one time. He fined these teams, $500,000 one time for taking guys out? One time he fines them. He should be fining them every night if he really wants them to stop tanking. So they were tanking a couple weeks prior, the Washington Wizards, but he doesn't fine them when they're intentionally losing against the Heat like that? Get mad at the Wizards. They should be getting fucking fined every night. All those scrub teams. The fucking Pacers, all that. And the team going against that, who everyone thought that was going to suck this year, and who's out there playing their fucking ass off, the number 2 seed currently in the Eastern Conference, the Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum returning. How crazy is this, Tatum coming back? That game last week against Cleveland, oh my God, he was phenomenal. That's why I love the Celtics so much. Celtics aren't going to sit there and be, oh, fuck this, going to fucking tank and all this stuff. Cow with Indiana Pacers. Indiana Pacers go 7 games in the finals last year. If they're going to do all that, they can go to hell. So good for the Celtics. I'm happy for them. I watched them get a nice win against the Phoenix Suns last night. Got a good win late in the game. Jaylen Brown's playing out of his mind. This is the best he's played in his career. Rebounding, defense, scoring, that left hand getting stronger. Free throws. I still got a little worried about him with the free throws. Even when he hits them, it always bounced off the rim like 3 times. But Jaylen Brown playing great. They should be getting rewarded for it, the Celtics, honestly. The Celtics should be getting rewarded for this. They should be getting rewarded. I don't understand Adam Silver. It's like, oh, we got to combat tanking. And then now they're gonna expand teams. They're gonna add 2 more teams, they're saying, in the NBA. If anything, the NBA needs less teams. I want the NBA to be more competitive. How about less teams? How about less teams in the NBA? Can we just, get rid of the Grizzlies? The Pelicans? How about we just, get rid of them? Let's just fucking get rid of them. How about we don't need them there? The Clippers, it's like, we don't fucking need them. So what? There's going to be a team in Seattle, I guess, and then probably Las Vegas. That's what everyone's saying. Seattle and Las Vegas will be new NBA teams. Everyone's going to, the Supersonics never got taken away or whatever. Well, they did. They're in Oklahoma. That's another thing. We don't hold these owners who, sell the team and shit. They don't hold them, accountable enough. Remember Mark Cuban was like, bitch, I would have never traded Luka Doncic. Well, you sold the team to some fucking idiot. You sold the team to someone who doesn't care about it. So, I think he's partially responsible, honestly. But that's just me. What do I know? I'm just sitting here in my apartment. My landlords are throwing my white ass out of, yelling about baseball, watching some spring training. What does it say? Wednesday on MLB Network tomorrow, Garrett Cole debut against the Red Sox. Red Sox, Yankees tomorrow. So we gonna see about that. Other than that, hold on. Wait 1 second, because I had a piece of paper stuff. I wrote stuff down I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I think I pretty much hit everything. I think I pretty much hit it all. Bam Adebayo, I know I wasn't here for a couple weeks. Just been busy doing stuff. I'll be back here at the end of this week, putting some clips up. I'm friggin' banned on social media. I'm not banned on social media. I'm restricted on social media, which is total bullshit. I put up a great video of me. Listen, I'm not one to brag about myself, but a great video of me acting like I'm on heroin on the Amtrak train so no one sits next to me. It was a good video. Got fucking almost 2 million views in 3 days. And then it got removed because Instagram says I'm selling drugs or promoting drugs, which I said pretending to be on heroin. Gotta love Instagram where I watch madness. I could just watch kids in the street in Palestine or wherever in the world getting bombed. All right, when I'm not even looking for it. That's the problem with Instagram. They get mad at me for pretending to be on heroin. And, of course, I appealed it. I win once, and then it gets restricted, and then it fucks all my other stuff up. Not like I'm trying to get noticed out here to get a job so I'm not getting thrown out of apartments. But they feed me bullshit I don't want to see. I don't want to see the bullshit it's legitimately unhealthy. It's why people are so fucking mentally ill is the nonsense they're consuming on the internet. I'm watching people go food shopping in some country, and then a fucking missile falls on their head. And again, I'm not searching for, I go from watching Red Sox highlights to that. But then again, I start pretending I'm on heroin on an Amtrak train. A valid trick, by the way. All right? I put it on there after I go to a Patriots playoff game where I fucking drank like an idiot. All right? Drink like a total moron. I'm extremely hungover. White as a ghost. I go, I'll just start acting like I'm falling asleep so no one sits next to me. Totally works. All right, this is something I want to show to others. People following me, all this stuff. Oh, you're fucking hilarious. Podcast. No, they take that off. But when I want to see some bizarre, when I don't want to see some bazaar in the Middle East get blown up by God knows who, I got to watch that. Literally watching people get blown to smithereens. So fuck Instagram and fuck Facebook. All right, fuck all these social medias. They can all go to hell. All right, so what do we got tonight? We got USA versus Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic Championship. Am I excited about it? Yeah. Am I going to watch it? I don't know. I mean, I'm going to be out doing comedy, so maybe I will, but it'll just be in passing. I don't feel this like I'm probably more of a baseball fan than a hockey fan, but I enjoy Olympic hockey much more than I enjoy the World Baseball Classic. I like the World Baseball Classic. It's fun. I'm glad there's baseball games on where guys are trying, but I'm not like crazy about it. I don't hate it. I see a lot of people shitting all over it because guys from other countries representing other countries, everyone on the fucking Team Italy, no one's actually Italian. That doesn't bother me at all. But I'm also not, like, in love and obsessed with it, so. I don't know. I'm in the middle. Is that a bullshit take? Not even a take, a bullshit I don't know. Well, that's what I feel like. It just doesn't do it for me. But I love Aaron Judge calling out what it was. The World Baseball Classic does have a better environment than Yankee Stadium. How about Yankee Stadium, too? The bleachers are, like, all benches, too. It's like a great analogy for New York. If you're rich, you could sit in, like, a better-than-movie theater seat. And then if you're a middle-class to regular person, you're sitting on a bench. We don't care if you have sciatica. That's why whenever I go to Yankee Stadium, I'm hitting standing room, baby. All right. I think I ran out of juice/subjects to talk about. I'll be back here Friday. Okay? Friday or Saturday. Not sure. Definitely won't be Sunday. I'll tell you that. So I'm going to go do some shit in Stamford, Connecticut. I'll be at New York Comedy Club in Stamford, Connecticut Sunday. I'll be at Grizzly Pear Comedy Club midnight tonight. And then I'll be at the Grizzly Pear Midtown Comedy Club Thursday. Just fucking hit me up on Instagram if you want to see me perform stand-up comedy. All right, like, share, subscribe. This is on YouTube. Do whatever's on there. Peace out, bitches!